Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. GMB outrage as star brands George flag white supremacy and demands change it. ATV viewers were left furious after a guest on Good Morning Britain suggested it was time to get rid of this George flag. A guest on Good Morning Britain sparked fury after saying it's time for England to remove this George flag. The debate came after it was announced that councils across the country plan to remove flags attached to lampposts and other public fixtures. Discussing what the flag means to the public, presenters Adil Ray and Kate Garraway were joined by Kahind Andrews, professor of Black Studies at Birmingham City University, and writer Dar Rakibati Sen on Tuesday's, August 19, installment of the program. Andrews believes the symbol is provocative and now synonymous with racism, whereas Eason maintained that the public should feel proud of the flag. Andrews said, "This is the problem with the flag. It's not that the far right has co-opted the flag. It's that we don't understand what this country is and the history of both of these symbols." Pointing to the George's cross and the Union Jack behind him, Andrews continued, "Both of these flags are the flags that were flown on ships that enslaved my ancestors. Those are the flags that the British Army marched into places like Pakistan, India, Bengal, Africa, and colonized 25% of the world. The reason the far right picks up these flags is because these flags represent the racism that they are putting out into the world. This campaign of putting these flags up, this is not some benign, let's just be patriotic. Go and search Operation Raise the Colors, and you will find the same far-right, Little England, this nonsense spewing about migrant hotels. This is what it's about." He added, "People aren't putting up these flags to celebrate Britain. They're putting up this flag to remind us that Britain is white, and we shouldn't be here." Eason disagreed, declaring, "In my view, there are many reasons why we should be proud of British identity. We should celebrate expressions of English pride. If I just speak from a personal perspective, I think that Britain has a rich tradition of religious freedom. I also think that, compared to other European countries, it fares much better in terms of anti-discrimination laws against its minorities. So I think the point to make is people relate to the flags very differently. But if I talk about my personal experience, I've lived in Luton all my life, so I can understand, to some people, why this George's cross can come across quite intimidating and menacing because the EDL was born in my hometown." He went on, "But I actually think when I see ethnic minority people expressing pride in their Britishness, celebrating their sense of belonging in England, I think that's the perfect antidote, a great counter-challenge to far-right activity and those groups that ultimately want to take ownership of those flags." Thing turned heated as Andrews hit back. How can it be a counter-challenge if the reason they're putting this flag up there is to remind you that you're British? These protests, what are these protests about? There's nothing to protest if you're British and it's your country. So when people use the flag in that way, which they are doing, how can it be to counter the far right to wave the same flag? Attempting to defuse the situation, Ray pointed out that onlookers can't always tell if those displaying this George flag are far-right demonstrators. "We don't know for certain that everyone who waves a flag is protesting. They may well be celebrating Britain," the presenter said. He went on to highlight that many nations around the world have histories connected to colonialism or slavery, leading Andrews to remark, "If you look at the prosperity that Britain is supposed to be celebrating, it's built on the back of slavery, genocide, and colonialism, and it's not different today." Andrews later added, "These flags, these symbols, they represent white supremacy. You're never going to get a large majority who will never look at that flag and never see anything but intimidation. Change the flag. If we're saying Britain's changed, change the flag. They say there ain't no black in the Union Jack, there still isn't." The debate sparked fury amongst Good Morning Britain viewers, many of whom were shocked by Andrews' views. One fumed, This is the exact reason the country is on its idiots like this, saying a country's flag is a symbol of hate, when actually it's the wokeness of the country which has made it that way, and the way authorities force things down your throat. Another echoed, "I'm so upset and angry at this professor. He obviously hates everything about us as a country and race. He is being provocative."